Okay, everybody, let's review some of the criteria here while we wrap up this project. I am looking for design, value, and craftsmanship. Design. Artwork uses all the space, has good variety, is not too crowded and not too empty. Let's look at this artwork here. This represents good design, good composition, okay? So what is working in this piece would be that it is not too crowded, but it is also not too empty. I like the placement of the instruments and the way that they've put their lines. So it's not too late for you to add some elements, or if you want to use a collage piece to cover something up, okay? This is an unfinished piece, but it's getting pretty close. Now, while I do like this person's composition, that it's not too crowded and not too sparse, I think that this piece would benefit from a little more collage, okay? So, the third criteria here is craftsmanship. Collage elements are well placed, fit in the spaces, and are neat. So, something that this person could do that would be pretty easy would be to go over to the collage cart, and maybe they want to introduce some of those cover pieces, which, if you remember, the cover pieces have a little bit of color but not too much. So for example, this person has used the cover on part of their trumpet, okay? Or just more musical notes if you want to keep a very limited palette, because as you know, we're sticking with black and gray and white values, or very light. So this person getting pretty close. The second of the criteria was to use a full value range. Darkest darks, grays, and lightest gray, and also you use the white of the paper. That is one of our values. So this person is still working, and I like how we've got some dark to light here. I like this darkest dark. I like the way they just snuck in some of these collage pieces. So a really good start. And you know how we talk about like triangulating? So you've got dark, dark, dark. So you want your eye to travel. Remember, it's always a good thing to hold up your art and give it a squint to see where your eye goes. The place that your eye goes is the place that needs work, most likely. I'll be circulating to help you make those decisions too. Okay, the other thing is maybe this person will want to do a little more Sharpie, because the Sharpie helps guide our eye as well. Okay. Here we go. Now, this person very far along. Composition and design is really good. I like what I see in terms of value, and I like the collage. All I would say for this piece is maybe a little more over here. Whether that's to outline more of these droplets and add some more gray tones. I wouldn't mind seeing, since they've introduced color, I'd like to see color maybe over here again, and maybe over here, because we want the eye to move around. So when you finish that, then I'm asking you to do a little self-critique. In the space provided, explain what you did well and what you could have done better. What grade would you give yourself? Now, I know we're using a rubric up here, so you'd be like, I give myself a 10 out of 12 or whatever. But we are still in an ABCD mindset. So in addition to the rubric, I'd like you to tell me what you think you got. Did you do your best? You tried your hardest, but maybe a couple of things weren't, just how you wanted it. That's kind of like A- territory, okay? Now, just so you know, we're not grade focused. I just want you to spend a minute being reflective about what you've done, right? Okay, so when you finish that self-critique, I want you to staple it to the corner And I'm gonna have a bin up here by my cart, and you can put it in there. If your artwork is wet, then you're gonna leave it in the drying rack. All the supplies are in the usual places. Okay.